Welcome to the first tutorial on MATLAB. So this is what a MATLAB window looks like. You have this is the tools bar where you can have the access to all the tools. This is the current directory. You will see all the files in your current directory, the folder that you're working in. And this is the workspace. Here you will see all the variables that you will work with. And so let's begin. So in MATLAB, you define a variable by just writing the name of the variable and then assigning the value. Suppose you have this variable a and you assign this value 1 to it. So as you can see now you have this variable appearing in this workspace and it has this value of 1, right? And then maybe you can also define another variable b which can have this other value, say a, B, C. Now this value A, B, C is not a number. It's basically a string. So or combination of characters. So now this P variable also appears here, and as you can see, it has this value A, B, C, right? You could also define a variable C that can have a complex number as its value, right? So you could write 3 plus 5j, right? And then you could press enter and you will see this variable has this 3 plus 5 iota, which is a complex number, right? So now if you want to see what is the value of c, you would just write c and you will see the value assigned that we just assigned to it, right? And similarly, now if you just want to see or visualize the value of b, you could just write b here and you will see the value, right? The value that you have just assigned to this variable, right? And similarly, you could also visualize the value of a, right? Use this semicolon operator to suppress the output. So if you don't use semicolon operator, suppose you have this variable d and you want to assign this value of -3 to it, and if you put this semicolon operator, this will suppress the output. You will not see the output here on the command window, but you will see the variable here and it has this value of -3. But if you would like to also see the value of b, so if you then you don't need to put the semicolon here, you just press enter and you will see that this variable d has this value of -3, right? Right. Now if you would want to see how many variables you have right now in your workspace, although you could just see those variables from here, but you also have access to this command that is who. If you just write who, it will give you all the details about all the variables in the workspace right now, right? So you have 4 variables which are a, b, c, and d. And now if you just write who and s with it, so now it means you want additional information about these variables. You want to know what type of variables these are and what values these contain, right? So if you just write whos or whos, you would get the names of the variables, the size, and the amount of bytes these variables contain, and the class of these variables, and also the attributes. So these so this is a complex number. So this here, as you can see, its attributes contain this additional information, that is this number is a complex one, and as you can see it takes 16 um, bytes to store this number because it contains two parts, the real part and the imaginary part, right? Now what if you want to clear all the variables in your workspace? So you have these four variables in your workspace. So what if you want to clear all these variables? So you just need to write clear. So first let's clear only one variable, right? So let's clear a. So if you write clear a, it means you want to clear the value stored in a, right? So now as you can see, the a has just disappeared from the workspace, and now if you just press write WHOS, and you will see now you have three variables in your workspace, which are B, C, and D, and the A variable, which was present before, is not present here, right? And now if you want to clear all the variables, now so you just write clear all, and it will clear all the variables. As you can see, there are no variables in the workspace. And if you just write a WHOS or WHO, you will see no variables appearing after this command, which means this there are no variables in the workspace, right? Now if you want to clear all this all these commands from your command window, so this is your command window, by the way. Just write CLC, which means clear screen. So if you write CLC, all these commands will disappear from the command window. The commands will still be there in the command history, but you would not be able to see them in the command window. So that's it for this tutorial.